No, we don't have time. I'm just knocking everything over here. Can we just start? We're only like 2 seconds in. Can we?
You're ready to lose already because you're knocking stuff over.
You know you need a mic for a podcast, right?
So you're ready to lose already. Let's take two because you're already knocking stuff over.
No, we don't have any time to waste. You telling me how good I am at Jenga because I beat you yesterday. We don't have time. I don't care if you want to spend this entire podcast. We don't have time.
Such a sore winner and loser. I can't even right now.
Oh, I gotta fix my chair.
I'd say happy Friday, but not anymore.
We are not prepared. Like my chair is all over the place. My table is all over the place. Jenga.
Oh, you're taller than that?
Do you want to beat you?
What?
Again? At Jenga?
What?
All right.
What?
By the way, do I have a sign on me that says "bite me"? Okay, that sounded a little better in my brain. I got bit again, but
off today?
another bug.
Another ant?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like I got bit like on my. I think I just started like itching this morning, and I took Benadryl like that, so that I didn't come into the podcast with my elbow like knocking you in the nose.
I appreciate that.
I'm looking out for you. Welcome to the Totally Spoiled podcast. It's Brian Fink along with April. Episode 30. We've got the season finale of The Sinner to talk about.
Yeah.
We've got Ozark to talk. Wait, can we even talk about Ozark? What are you still on episode like 2? What episode are you on?
Can we be nice?
Can
we be nice?
It's the Benadryl.
It's the Benadryl. He blames his rudeness on the Benadryl, guys.
What it's the fact that you got in at 11 a.m.
What a cop-out. I need you to reel it in. All right, I had a late night. It was work-related. Okay, I'm still recuperating. This is why I have a hat on, and the freaking bright lights still don't really help the cause, but it's okay.
So how far along on Ozark are you?
I'm on 5.
Okay.
I'm on 5.
I watched 7 last night. So
see?
Yeah,
not
so we're
that
somewhat.
far behind.
Yeah, we're not.
We're fine.
By the way, did you see the Connors are coming back October 16th?
No.
Yeah, that's when it starts.
Really?
Which kind of worries me because it's not in sweeps. So I'm thinking that it's that either they don't have that much trust in how it's going to do.
I think that's.
Or they just didn't have room for it, and it's going to be amazing coming back without Roseanne. Which, by the way, she totally spoiled how her character is dying. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, she said she's going to die from an opioid overdose.
Why would you disclaim that?
Well, she's not in anymore, so she doesn't care. She's like, suck it.
What a you know what?
Well, I mean, it's Roseanne.
God.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
I think people can change, and then there's her.
Roseanne, I'm telling you what, if you blow me out of the Totally Spoiled podcast, I'm getting on the next day and totally spoiling how the show goes.
Not if I'm giving you Jimson weed or whatever they call that.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Pulling out the Jimson weed. Yeah, Roseanne said that they're going to continue the storyline that they kind of... Were you watching it when it was on?
I remember I was telling you and Rach, I was watching bits and pieces of it, but I wasn't quite following it. And I didn't watch it heavily when it was originally out either.
You weren't even born then, were you?
Yeah, well, some of us can. I'm just gonna be nice. I'm not gonna say.
So
I'm not trying to get elbowed with an ant bite.
One of the storylines was that she got addicted to opioids.
I knew that.
Okay,
I knew
so
that.
they're going to continue that storyline, and supposedly, according to her, that's how they're going to kill off the character. Is that she died of an opioid overdose? Which, man, what a way to kill off a character. I was going to say,
that's dark.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to kind of get back at her for everything that she did. She's like, I'm just going to totally spoil it then.
Think twice before you open your mouth, people.
Right?
Brian, I'm speaking to you.
Oh, wait, what? How did this turn on me? We are 4 days, 96 hours. I had to write it down. 5,760 minutes away.
From This Is Us?
From This Is Us returning.
Even though that sounds way too far.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's like
Well, I mean, it's not, depending on when you're listening, that doesn't really work. But this coming up Tuesday, This Is Us returns. And I want to start a petition to ban This Is Us.
Are you ill?
No. I'll tell you why.
Okay. I was like,
I'll tell you why.
Please explain, because this is like our favorite show ever.
At Brian Fink, at April on air. Thank you so much for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast. Of course, you can follow and subscribe so you get the notification anytime my lazy ass finally posts it to iHeartRadio or iTunes. It
takes a few chancletas his way, but we got there.
It takes a what?
Chancletas.
A what?
These.
What?
Aquí.
Shoes?
Juice.
Juice?
Juice.
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 But what did you say?
Chancletas.
It takes a couple of
shoes.
It
takes a few chancletas. Like, oh, God.
Hitting on the head?
God, I need.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea for you just to say the Spanish.
You just need to hang out with my mom for a week. She'll whip anybody into shape.
So the Paley Center tribute to This Is Us. Here's why I want to ban it. Because literally the show comes on. We haven't seen it since, when did it stop? Like March?
Months.
I mean, it has been way too long.
I already came to the conclusion I'm gonna have to go back a few couple
and
shows.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Well, they had a special, the Paley Center tribute to This Is Us, and literally the second it started, like I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how this is the best show ever. Like it doesn't even compare. Like Ozark is amazing, but amazing in a different way. Like
right.
This Is Us, they start showing like Jack's death again and William's death again, and I'm like,
I know. I had like gotten past William's death, even though that was so heavy. But then they go ahead and do the scene where Rebecca sees Jack again
with the candy bar.
Did that or will that scene win an Emmy? Because I think it.
I think that scene should win a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar, like everything.
All of the above.
I
think that catapulted her career as an actress to the next level.
Yeah, and that
was insane.
This special was really cool because it talked about a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, like the fact
I loved that
when she was eating the candy bar, she spit it out after every take because they had to do it so many times that she's like, I would have been in like epileptic shock or whatever the term is if I would have kept eating that much sugar. So literally, there was somebody that was there so that she can spit it out after every take of it. But that scene, and it was all the feels again.
All over again. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't full blown cry, but I got the feels
teary
again,
eyes,
teary-eyed.
And that's why I want to ban it because like literally all the feels, like they're showing it for a couple of seconds, and I'm like,
you're like what? Like what?
Ugly crying, ugly crying. And another thing we learned, which was really cool, that Justin, which is Kevin,
yes,
wanted to be Jack.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was crazy? Surprising. I was like, Kevin, you're a little cutie, but just stay as a cute brother.
I couldn't even imagine him in Milo's part.
No,
they talked about how I guess some friends that when everything was leading up to the casting of This Is Us, some of his friends had told him about the parts, and he thought he was going to try out for Jack and get Jack, and then he ended up getting Kevin.
Sorry, boo boo, you rock your role, but keep your role.
Yeah,
keep
nice.
Your role.
I see what you did there. I like that. The actor who plays William is young.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
I didn't either.
Seeing him as the normal actor because he doesn't have the full beard. He just has like that gruff on his chin. He doesn't even have the mustache or anything. No. It's just the gruff on it. It didn't even look like him.
Because in real life, you would say he's probably how old?
I don't even know. I would probably say
because in the show he's easily
70s, I think.
Right? Okay, cool.
I would say in real life he's 40s, maybe early 50s.
I was gonna say early 50s.
Yeah,
early 50s.
But I mean, because he didn't have any gray.
No, they aged him really well for that show. And speaking of that, and changing characters, you see the process of what they do to Rebecca.
Yeah.
If that's not freaking awesome. And Miguel.
Miguel goes through that too.
And Miguel, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they do like a full, which I think the full body cast was in the beginning, just to get
the mold
designed right.
Right.
Because Miguel talked about it, how one of the first times he went to makeup, they were talking about doing the cast, and he's like, what are you talking about? What do I need to do a cast? And they told him that he's going to be playing old Miguel, which the second Miguel showed up, I'm like, Miguel! I can't stand Miguel. Like literally the second he hit the screen.
That's honestly why I think I forgot about him and his molding and casting, because I'm just like, I could do without him. I hope he like proves himself in a different way, or we see him in a different light.
Well, he mentioned that.
Which we're supposed to. Exactly.
Yeah.
He mentioned that. So I'm not holding my breath for it, but I will anticipate it. I hope he shows a different side to him that allows me to kind of connect with him more, because I'm not connecting.
Yeah, and he talked about how a lot of people like will see him on the streets and be like, Miguel, I can't stand. And he has to tell them that it's a character. It's a character, but F that, Miguel.
Kind of in a reverse role, how Jack is just, oh my God.
And everybody thinks Milo is that good?
He's the man you want to marry. He's the man that I look at and I'm like, do you exist?
No.
Yes.
No, he doesn't exist.
Don't be so pessimistic. Yes. And he says it so beautifully, which I, of course, am going to butcher. But remember the scene when they were talking about, or reading Better Off Said, the letters they were getting from listeners and fans?
And one of them, it was reading a tweet or something where it said, find a man that is exactly like Jack.
Right. That was one of them. But one of the other ones was some guy commenting. He must have been like a boyfriend to some girlfriend and probably being a trooper and watching the show with
I remember that.
And he basically was giving advice to the men. Hey, guys, don't watch this show because you'll never be good enough. I'm like, F that. Watch the damn show and learn how to be a man
that's what Milo
and
said.
Gentleman. That's exactly what Milo said. So I'm putting the mic down, but maybe you can hear my clapping. I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
I think Africa could hear your
clapping.
Yes.
I'm like, learn, men, please.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, Jack is so over the top good.
But, okay, here's the thing. He's real. He loves his wife.
Absolutely.
He's committed to her.
And his family.
He doesn't shower her in gifts or trips or buys her expensive things. He's there. He loves her and he supports her and all the cute little details. It's little details that he does. I'm like, look, guys, I'm just saying, you can learn a lot from a Milo. Yeah, I mean, he might not be your full Milo in life. He said that himself.
He said he can't even live up to Jack.
Right, but that's the thing. You can learn so many little things from that. I love him.
But what's so crazy is watching these characters, I couldn't imagine Milo not being Jack.
Right?
That's what's so crazy.
He has that look and that gentleness to him. He fits that role so perfectly.
Like, could you imagine if he was like a cat torturer or something? Like this horrible human being?
He had to say
could you imagine?
Cat torturer.
This Tuesday, Tissue Tuesday returns. I mean, it started whenever the Paley special started.
I was going to say.
And then it continues. So this Tuesday, finally back, which means hopefully, knock on, I don't think these tables are wood.
Faux wood.
Knock on wood, our podcast will move back to Wednesdays to recap the episodes of This Is Us.
Yeah, so excited.
We've got to talk about the season finale of The Sinner. We'll talk about that coming up. But Ozark, I watched another episode last night. I know you didn't really have time. Where are you? Do you remember?
I'm right here. Hi.
Oh my God.
You
strike me down right now. Just take me out. So,
he's still here.
Do you remember the last thing in the last episode you saw? You haven't watched any since?
Because remember,
no.
Remember, I told you we had our show last Friday. I was at episode 4 then.
And then you watched after that.
The very next day, which was Saturday.
Because I guilted you.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
You did that thing.
Good.
God, so harsh. I watched one more, but that's basically roughly a week from today. What was it?
I mean, you didn't take notes?
I deleted them.
Shut up!
It was all about This Is Us and God, not Ozark.
Ozark, The Sinner. Can I just get a robot here in the podcast? Because if you're deleting notes,
please be my guest.
But why are you deleting the notes?
Because I didn't need them anymore.
No, you did obviously.
Stop yelling at me! You're parenting me. This is not okay.
I'm trying to be like Jack.
No,
I'm trying to parent.
No. No one will be Jack.
Exactly.
No one will be Jack.
So have you seen Buddy's death?
No.
You haven't seen Buddy's death. You haven't seen Ruth get waterboarded.
Brian, that must all be one heavy episode and all be clumped in together. I have a feeling that's probably 6.
Well,
probably starting at 6.
Yeah. And then you didn't see like Ruth's breakdown. God, there's so much.
Yeah, well, my homework, and I will definitely do this because I'm finally going to have a Sunday to myself, a Sunday fun day, which incorporates me, my bed, and ordering a Pizza Hut. Plug. Yes, you want to give me free pizza Sunday? Please.
Look at you.
Yeah. Hey.
Nice choice.
We'll talk for food. We'll talk.
So you're going to catch up on Ozark.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to totally spoil some for you because I watched last night and there were a lot of feels.
Please
like
tell
this
me.
this is what you have to expect. Mason goes off the deep end. Mason is the preacher. Goes off the deep end.
Totally could have called that.
Yeah, so he is, I don't know if it's in any of the episodes that you saw, but he's actually preaching on the streets now. Okay, you saw that. With his baby like on the side.
Yes, and then
Wendy goes up and tries to give him the warning.
And yep.
Okay, so you saw the cops come and take him away and take the baby away.
Yep.
Mason loses it. So he kidnaps Wendy. Yeah.
Get that
That's
F
what
out.
and it is emotional.
Get the F out.
He has completely lost it because as he says in the episodes, he's got nothing to live for. Like his wife is gone, now his baby is gone because they took his baby away from him. So he has nothing to live for. So he kidnaps Wendy and holds her kind of for ransom.
Like hostage,
Yeah. And it turns out that he wants his baby back and they're actually
like
able
to
switch, But again, he is off the deep end. God, there's such a big storyline that I want to tell you.
Go for it. You're already spoiling it.
He kills him. He kills Mason.
Who kills Mason?
Jason Bateman.
Marty?
Yeah.
Marty killed him?
And Marty...
Holy crap.
So Jason Bateman is an amazing actor.
Oh, I love him.
He takes it next level. Takes
like
it
on a professional level, like his role?
Next level.
In an impressive way.
Yes, he has a panic attack or an anxiety attack after he kills Mason because he didn't want to. So what happens is the story, which I'm gonna tell you the episode here. He's able to get the baby back in 24 hours. He's able to get the baby back. I'll leave you to watch how he does that. Brings the baby. And then Mason, the baby is like crying, and Mason is losing his crap. He's like, "What did you do to my baby? You did something to my baby." And of course, he thinks Marty is the devil.
Of course.
So he kind of won't let them go, and so he's
even after Marty went and got the baby.
Yeah.
Thinking that was going to be
it,
the peace treaty,
which it was supposed to be. But he doesn't. Mason doesn't believe anything Marty says, and he's like, "Well, how do I know cops aren't waiting to come get me like the second I let you guys go?" And he doesn't believe anything Marty's saying. Yeah.
And then I'm assuming Marty probably already anticipated maybe some of this. Did he come prepared with like a gun? Was it physical hands?
No. So
how does he kill him?
Wendy, which this is an emotional episode because like Wendy,
gosh. I need
Wendy
to go
and
home
Mason,
now and take my lunch. My lunch break.
Because Wendy and Mason have incredible back and forth with each other, and it's very emotional. Like you learn a lot about Wendy, you also learn a lot about Mason, and so Wendy actually stabs him, is able to get close to him and stabs him with like a screwdriver.
Oh,
yeah, and then Mason is holding her, and then Marty has to shoot him.
So he had a gun with him.
No, it was Mason's gun. He's able to get Mason's gun away from him.
That he had with.
So when she stabbed him, he dropped the gun. Marty's able to get the gun.
Yeah.
And is trying not to shoot him.
But that's what I'm getting at. Mason already had a gun.
Yeah. Mason had the gun because he was holding them hostage.
Right.
And he stabs him and he bleeds out, and it is emotional. And Marty has a breakdown, which we've never seen that because Marty is the strong character in all of this.
He seems to keep it really together
Not
for
anymore.
a majority of
Not anymore.
this season.
He completely loses it, and Wendy has to be the one to step up, and it is an amazing role switch. And
Wow.
like I said, Jason Bateman, I thought he was an amazing actor before this.
This just catapulted him.
This episode is amazing.
Would this be 7? This was the last one?
Yeah, I think it was 7.
I would assume so, just because of everything else that has been going on, and we're only 2 episodes away from each other.
Well, I'm trying to remember what I mentioned to you yesterday about where I was, and I think it was 7. And Ruth has an emotional breakdown, too. She has 2. She has one.
That poor girl, I don't know how she has not completely gone off the,
She has. She has. And again, I love her character even more now, too.
Right.
I mean,
right.
her character is these panic attacks that they both deal with, because I've had a panic attack. Not to this extreme.
Yeah.
But for example, Marty's sitting there and he says, I think I'm having a heart attack. And that's one of the things, if you've ever had a panic attack, is that it literally feels like you're having a heart attack.
Your heart is coming out of your
I was here at the station when I had mine, and it felt like I couldn't breathe.
An out-of-body experience?
No, not really. It just felt like I couldn't breathe. It felt like my shoulders were literally heavy. You know how they say that it feels like everything's on your shoulders?
Right.
That's what it felt like. Literally felt like everything was on my shoulders. And I actually ended up going to the ER because I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
That's what it is, and he says it. It's an amazing episode.
Wow.
Amazing episode. So this weekend. That was a dramatic pause.
Are you yelling?
That's what that was.
Is that what it was? I was like, you yelling at me again?
This weekend!
Sorry,
you need
go
to
a little
catch up.
higher pitch.
This week. No, I can't. I was going down on that one. Hold on.
Dear God. Get the lungs. Get the lungs. We all need to experience this.
Me. I think I'm getting. Here we go. Here we go.
You need some water?
Hold on. I need some water. Hold on. I'm going to hit this note.
Guys, this is an experience. Please stand by.
Here we go.
Don't leave us yet. Don't let him sway you.
This weekend.
Oh my God! Why was my phone not prepared and ready for this?
I'll do it later too.
Okay, good. So for my satisfaction, yeah.
So this weekend,
small applause.
This weekend,
applause.
Ozark, you need to catch up.
Yes.
Because again, like we were talking, so the Sinner's done. The finale, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, which we need to talk about.
We need to finish Ozark so that we can concentrate on This Is Us moving forward.
So does that mean I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I have 5 shows to watch?
Yeah, it's not that much. That's 5 hours.
Half
That's
my
nothing.
day.
Yeah, it's whatever. You got anything better to do? So the Sinner finale.
If Brian Fink is not here for next week's episode,
I
had something better to do.
Wow, I like that. That was actually clever.
I had something better to do.
I like that. That was awesome.
You know.
So the Sinner finale, what did you think?
Yay.
Was that English or Spanish? Because in Spanish it would have been like ja.
No, honey. Ja.
I know, that's ha ha ha.
Is how you would say ha ha ha.
But it's ja. I always laugh when people text me that. Ja.
Jesus, take the wheel. I can't even.
So we pretty much got the answer. I'm kind of on the fence with it, with the finale.
With what?
With the finale, with the whole finale.
Would you have wanted more, kind of?
No.
Or more closure?
I think, no. I mean, they wrapped up pretty much everything, but they did it so fast. And I think it was mainly because we've spent so many episodes leading up to it, and then last episode was kind of the flashbacks and learning.
Was all that last one
learning
too,
pretty much everything from the past with Marin.
Right.
So this episode, we had 60 minutes to wrap everything up, and they wrapped a lot in it. And I thought it was kind of like, for example, the end where Vera kind of just flips and is okay with everything going on. I just thought it happened too fast.
Like it wasn't natural.
Yeah, it was just like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? But of course, we learned that Marin and somebody struggled, and we turns out to be. You want to go ahead and?
No, I don't.
No, I was right.
But
only partially.
I was going to say, I don't know if you were fully right, Brian Fink.
Because I had mentioned that I thought that Marin and the dad had
Heather's
something
dad,
going
yeah.
on, and they sure as hell had something going on.
I will say this
my
much,
God.
though. At first, and I think this is how it really looked like, I think Heather's dad raped her and took advantage of her.
What are you talking? That's exactly what happened.
Oh, are we having a repeat of like? Are we having a repeat of like Totally Spoiled podcast? Like,
if you're watching on YouTube,
you.
you're literally gonna see. You're literally gonna
That's
see.
happening right now.
You're
This is
gonna
how
see-
I relieve stress because I have to deal with Brian Fink.
You're gonna see my brain. I wish that you can smell on YouTube, so you can smell the burning of my brain coming to a complete halt, because that is literally what happened.
No, you thought they had a romance.
No, I get that.
That's not a romance.
That's not. No. I that's fine. But you're saying it looked like, and maybe this is what they're trying to say is that he took it. He did rape her.
Okay, I'm just clarifying.
There's nothing to clarify.
I'm just clarifying. I'm
raped
just
her.
clarifying.
Which we shouldn't
Clean
be laughing.
up on aisle 7, Jenga and Brian Fink right now.
Look at all these
Please.
pieces on the ground. My
Please.
OCD just wants to clean all this up now. Thanks a lot. Holy crap! Like this piece
is fun.
over
I know
there.
what to do to piss him off.
Oh my
now.
God! Yes, the dad raped Marin when Heather passed out after that drunken night.
What a pig.
Yeah. What
a pig.
And then
what an effing pig.
And then paid Vera. That's why he was making the payments from that made-up company, was so that Vera would keep it quiet.
Unbelievable.
Like, I didn't see that coming at all.
No.
Like we had discussed that the dad had a bigger part in this,
but we didn't know the specifics or the inner workings. That clearly got answered. But whew, I was not expecting that.
Not expecting that at all.
And then help me out to make sure that we're on the same page with this too.
Yes, he raped her.
Oh my God. 1, 2, keep them coming, guys. Please, firstly, throw Chenga 6 at Brian like I am.
Can we
from
keep this
the video?
Can we keep this
from
moving?
The video.
Please.
No, can we? Please.
Yes.
Please, can we? Can we? I would love that.
I don't even think we're gonna make it back to This Is Us. I think this is gonna be the last podcast. So go ahead. So what do you need me to clear up now?
I don't need you to clear anything.
No, you
I just
did.
need you to tell me I'm right.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm gonna be right.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were wondering who who Marin was calling from the hotel room. It was Heather's dad. I'm freaking.
All right, we gotta wrap this up.
Can you stay here with me?
We gotta wrap this up.
Can you stay? Because nothing is. There's no.
But here's what I want to understand.
Oh my God.
Here's what I want to understand. They literally say that in the show. Like, what do you need me to clear up or tell you?
It wasn't in Spanish.
They literally. Are you watching it in Spanish? They literally say that in the show.
He does at the diner.
They explain that she called him.
Can you just reiterate that I'm right and that I understood that?
Yes.
Can you please give me that satisfaction?
Yes, you understood that.
Jesus,
yes,
I want to rip my hair out.
That.
I want to rip my hair out.
Oh my God! Like, I'm looking at my notes and I don't even know what I don't even know where to go anymore.
I don't know either.
They literally said that in the show.
I'm going to start speaking in Spanish. I'm actually going to start speaking in some other language where I don't even understand myself. That might actually clear a lot of things out.
So can we talk about how amazing of an actor Julian is?
That kid.
I mean, the scene in not the father and Heather scene, but the scene with Vera and Julian, when Julian's telling her that he doesn't want to go back, or that he doesn't want to go with her, that he wants to go home, and just the emotion in his face. Oh my God! Like, because obviously Vera's crying because she's saying that she doesn't know if they're going to be able to see each other again. And he's kind of like being the adult in the situation and saying, listen, this is how it's going to be. I want to go back home.
Right.
Whatever happens, happens. We'll deal with it. And the tears and everything in his face.
On both, but from his end too. Which I think also further clarifies, you may disagree with me. By all means, Vera had her own agenda.
In what aspect?
Everything.
Yeah.
In everything. But I still believe there was good in her and she was a good person. She just had her own agenda and that carried a lot of her actions. She was twisted. but so was every other freaking person at Mosswood. But I will not take away one bit that she absolutely loved and cared for this kid so much.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
did want the best for him. Yeah. Even though her actions would sometimes show contrary, I don't think they were intentions of being evil or wanting bad for him.
No. She definitely loved him like it was her own kid and wanted that to be the case, was that it was her kid.
Yeah.
But her and Harry actually talk about it, about how she's not about leading these people. She's about having control over these people.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of all of her decisions were in everything. And how awkward was it when they flash back to Harry and Vera in the cabin when he's kind of doing the therapy, the work, and he has her choke him, and that's how he blacks out? Like, that was just awkward.
I was not expecting that, or that it played out that way.
Well, it didn't surprise me because if you've seen season 1, you know that that's what Harry's into. Harry's into the rough stuff.
You did
I told
say
you
that.
Right,
You
him
did
and
say that.
the woman that he was hooking up with, that was one of the things. Like in
That
one of
they
the
were into.
episodes, she
Yeah.
chokes him out, he passes out, and doesn't give the safe word. So, I mean, that's in season 1.
Right.
But it was so awkward between them.
The two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that scene and I'm like, what is going on?
I'm still kind of on the fence whether I like Harry or not, acting-wise, like as an actor.
He is awkward as hell.
And he overacts a lot.
See, I wouldn't say he overacts. I just think his awkwardness and just mental state throughout the entire episode really shines through on his actions. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's dealing with his own inner demons, and it's just an awkward guy in general.
Yeah, but I forget what the actor's name is.
I don't know.
He was in Independence Day. Oh God, I forget the actor's name.
know.
But I like during the entire season, I was like, I don't know if I like his acting or not. It's kind of over the top. Like the final scene, they take Julian to Niagara Falls, and it ends with a weird pan to Harry. And Harry's like looking away and looking down. I'm like,
I just didn't think that was necessary. I think that was I think that was a bad. Would that be
like directing?
Yeah, I think that was bad directing. I just think it was a shot. It was a scene that did not need to be directed towards him, much less ended that way.
It could have just ended with like panning up and just seeing them at Niagara Falls.
Right.
That was so awkward.
Which, were you okay with that ending?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of ties everything together because it's how it kind of all started. He was heading
Marin was trying to get him to Niagara Falls.
So he made it there without his mom, obviously, but he made it. All right.
Did you not like the ending?
Here's the thing. It wasn't my favorite, but I don't know what else I would have liked to see.
Yeah, I thought it was good how...
I wish Marin would not have died, but maybe that's just me wanting like a happy Disney ending.
Yeah.
I wish Marin had not died.
I kind of agree on that. But I like how they ended it where Julian was going to like a home for like 4 years. Was it 4 years or 6 years? And then he was, going to be released after that. I kind of like that.
So when they went on this trip, was that super fast forwarding after the 4 years? Or
No. That's on the way.
They were able to take him on a trip.
Well, they were taking him to New York to drop him off at that home.
I gotcha.
And on the way, they stop and bring him to Niagara Falls. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought, like I said, I thought it was a good episode, but it wrapped way too fast. Like, they put a lot into it.
They could have put in another episode or two to kind of help it transition more.
But it was definitely an incredible show.
Oh, it was one of my favorites.
You need to go back now and watch season 1.
Season 1.
First watch Ozark, then watch season 1, and then we're going to start with This Is Us.
You don't have to tell me twice to keep up with This Is Us.
By the way.
You do not have to tell me twice.
Watching This Is Us, because I DVR'd it. I watched the special on Wednesday night, then watched an episode of Ozark and an episode of The Sinner last night. I'm emotionally spent. Like,
that's a lot for yourself.
It was heavy. The past couple of days have been heavy. I'm going to be glad to wrap Ozark and just concentrate on This Is Us.
Oh, no, I'm so excited as well, because that's basically going to be our focus, right?
Yeah.
It's This Is Us.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
At Brian Fink, at April on Air, thank you so much for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast. Remember, follow and subscribe, because next week we go back. Why am I pointing? That's so rude. That's so
Why
rude
are you
to
pointing?
point. Next week we go back to Wednesdays.
That's right. We're excited. Tune in for This Is Us. You're in for a show.
You can't, like, the video's still rolling. You can't, like...
I'm going to just continue throwing Jenga at you. Guys, please virtually do it. Subscribe to Jenga throwing as well. He'll stop yelling eventually. He's well tamed, right?